deer stands up with what it looks like right here in the corner. Here with my buddy Gavin Caverly with Caverly Outdoors. Check him out on YouTube. Say what's up, Gavin.
It's a great day to be out deer hunting. It's October 15th. We're just before the pre-rut, and I'm getting pretty excited. I've got some bucks on camera, and if we need to, we might be able to get them to react to a grunt or maybe even the rattlebag.
Keep that microphone real close to your mouth. So this episode is going to be very caught up, and what I mean by that is because we have to be very quiet, and it's not daylight yet. Anyways, deals and deer stands with Gavin Caverly,
Buenos dias.
Alex Iker, the TC Title Guy podcast. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better. We out here. The Buckley, Kingsley area and a little private parcel I've got access to. We've seen 6 or 7 deer. We saw several walking in it before daylight, and we saw that one funky looking 6-point. I'll show you a picture of him down here below on the screen. maybe this wasn't over the email. This was when I said utilize your strengths for real estate. I said, talk about all the bucks in Kalkaska County that have been shot, and how many vacant land parcels are over 20 acres are available right now. They hit me up, right? Isn't that how I captivated you?
No.
No, I've been telling everybody.
I literally sent you an email.
That does.
So,
I've been telling everybody that story, and I thought that's how I grabbed your attention.
No, not at all. I just saw you had fishing videos on your YouTube.
Well, that must have been somebody else. That's a true story from somebody else.
And I emailed you and I said, I don't give about the class and I don't care about title. Let's shoot content for outdoor stuff. Because it's hard to find anybody that not only likes the outdoors and is avid in it, but also wants to shoot content around it.
I'm going to post some photos of me and Gavin fishing together. We've been fishing. We've been hunting pheasants. We've caught salmon together. We've caught walleye. Yeah, so I'm going to post some photos of that around the screen. I'm sorry, today is kind of wonky. I'm holding my phone in my hand. But it is what it is. If you don't like it, get off the channel. Okay? But this is the TC Title Guy podcast. This is episode 3 of the podcast. This is deals and deer stands. Okay? Alright? I'm going to put the video of the buck we saw this morning and stuff like that. But yeah, Gavin, what do you think about my marketing strategies?
I think it's a good idea because anytime you can merge a hobby and personal passion with business, it feeds your business and your business feeds it. So it's a full circle type of ecosystem to market. Not only the clients you want to have, but the clients that you don't have that have similar hobbies and attractions. So, I mean, it's taught me a lot because I can take what I was already doing as a hobby and merge that into my business. Now I struggle sometimes because I want to walk the fine line of true outdoorsman and professional, and I don't want to come off as the redneck realtor.
So let's talk about that. One, you're not for everybody. Neither am I. Our goal in life is it's just like being a Christian, right? It's to be in a moment and say something, do something that attracts the audience that you're speaking to. It may not be for everybody, but it's for somebody, right? This is the TC Title Guy podcast, and we're sitting out here waiting for a deer. We did see one. It's not like when I was fishing with AJ last week. We didn't catch one fish. We did. We caught one fish. We caught a nice bass. Shout out to you, AJ. And
it is October 15th. Now, this is typically the time when the bachelor groups start to break up. And like I said earlier, when we got that buck
is gonna watch this. She's gonna get ticked that you said that. Oh, she wanted a boy, and I was like, bro, I wanted a boy so bad. My first child wanted a boy so bad, and then guess what? I had a girl, and then after a while, I was like, screw it, I'm cool. Once we found out we were twins, I'm cool with 2 more girls. The girls are cool, man. They can do just as much as boys.
Absolutely. I think everybody.
Even though, he said, even though, then it turns out, ha 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 ha.
I think everybody
Too far away from
wants
the
a
sound.
boy for some reason.
What?
I think everybody wants a boy for some reason, but girls are blessings. Girls are the ones who's gonna take care of you when you're old.
As a baby, I mean, yeah, granted, I have twins right now, but the boys are way more fussy as babies, in my opinion.
Boys are the ones to punch holes in your drywall, and girls are the ones that punch hole in your ego.
Punch hole. So, we're out here trying to shoot a deer. I'm getting blinded by the sun, overlooking the beautiful northern Michigan skyline. And I don't know how you can see that, but there's a pond in the background, and there's like mist coming off the pond because the water's cool, warmer than the air. And yeah, we're sitting up in this Taj Mahal blind. I got access to hunt out here from a client on his property, and then we're on the back part of, well, almost the back part of the property, and it's awesome out here. We're able to come out here and shoot a podcast now. Some of you are probably wondering, you ain't gonna see any deer talking, Alex. Well, you know what? We saw one earlier, and we were talking. So get over it. This thing's got 2 stories. It's up 40 feet in the air, 30, 40 feet in the air. It's got 3-inch thick foam carpet. It's got foams on the ceiling, so it's pretty well sound insulated in this sucker. It really is. And you know, yeah, we're out here to shoot a deer, but if we don't, we're out here having fun. Last night was terrible at home. Terrible. I could not sleep. Avery was up all night, and I texted Gavin at 3 a.m. and I said, Gavin, screw it. I'm not getting up. Then about 4, I got up again. I was like, all right, I'm getting me time to hunt in the year because I'm very busy with work. I work over the weekends. Anyway, long story short, I just said, nope, let's go. We're going. So, anyway.
Yeah,
some deer stands.
I think that an important thing to talk about is the Taj Mahal of a blind. Now, me personally, big blinds are nice, but if you can't see out of every window from where you're sitting, it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, for instance, that buck was behind us, and I had to get up and go look out that window. And it just is like, the more you gotta move, the more noise you make. So when you're building your blind, don't make it so big that you can't see out of every window from where you're sitting. Me personally, I love a tree stand because you're out in the open, you can see everything, you can hear very well. But you can get the job done no matter what. And one thing's for sure, you would not be able to record a podcast in a tree stand. Only in the Taj Mahal of blinds can you do that because of the sound insulation.
So, there's one thing I want to talk about to close here. Gavin, we're going to make this one a short one today unless there's a deer that comes in. I mean, Gavin's got his tripod, he's got his camera ready to go. So my point is we could get a deer on camera and we could converge and put it with this podcast video, which would be awesome. We almost did actually this morning. Sucker was coming in hot and heavy after we grounded at him, but we lost him. Anyway, Gavin, what are you seeing in the real estate market right now when it comes to sellers and buyers?
I'm seeing a major stabilization of the market. After COVID, things were nuts. I mean, unaffordable. We had out-of-state buyers who were coming with cash, and it's hard for the local community to compete with that. So it's nice to see prices dropping, even though we get paid on commission. So you think
So
about
let's
the
talk
prices
about that.
high as possible.
How much are they dropping?
They're
Percentage-wise?
I would say at least like 12%. They're dropping, and that's what it needs to be because these houses were overpriced for a long time. But now we're finally getting to the point where it's not quite a buyer's market, but it's really close. So if you're thinking about buying right now, this is your time to get pre-approved and start searching the market. And some people think, oh, winter is a down market. Don't even look. Don't even sell. This is the time to sell. this is the time to buy. You can still get a little bit more than your property's actually worth, and those buyers are going to have more options, and as the winter season comes in, they're going to be a little more pressured to buy. When you think about people in their life, and why would you move? Why would you buy a house? Why would you sell a house? Nobody wants to move in the winter, but you have to, right? Life happens. So don't count yourself out, okay? Lots of business happens in the winter. Now, as next spring comes, I think we're all going to be eager to see what happens with the market. I'm hoping that we get even more listings coming to the market next spring, which is going to give buyers more options so that they can be a little more choosy. I'm seeing sellers' concessions come back, which is also a good thing overall.
So tell me about sellers' concessions. Explain that.
So before, in the cash period where everyone was buying cash and there was 4 offers on every house within 2 days, sellers were not going to consider concessions. But now, because properties are sitting longer, if you come in with a decent offer and you ask for, say, $5,000 in concessions to cover your closing costs, that negotiation room is there because they're not getting multiple offers within the first day or the first week. Overall, it's a stabilization of the market, and it's a really, really good thing. This country needs it bad. I'm really, hoping that they can crack down on the Airbnbs a little bit. I know it seems a little counterintuitive. If I was in the Airbnb market, I would be saying, hell no, keep them things running. But it's just drove the local community out from buying because so many people are buying these investment properties and then they sit vacant for big chunks of time. I was able to buy my first home last year, but I bought a gutted house. I put $45,000 into it. And something that I'm passionate about is getting somebody in a position where they're not house poor. If you're out there and your max is 200, I don't want to see you spend 200 on a house. I want to see you spend 150 and live within your means. That's something that people overlook a lot. Live within your means, okay? You can't complain about the rates in the market if you have a $1,000 truck payment. You got to reconsider your budget. Be realistic.
This is Alex Hiker, Gavin Caverly with Keller Williams. This is the TCTITLEGUY podcast out here in the woods, deals and deer stands episode 3 of the podcast. Hope everybody has a great day. Please reach out to me if you'd like to be on the podcast.
Check out Caverly Outdoors.
Don't forget to like and subscribe